Well, welcome to Bison Talks IMPACT, available via the Total Nonstop Impact Network. Now, please don't forget to sub the channel, especially if this is the first time that you've watched the show, and of course, give us a big thumbs up if you like the content. But without further ado, I'd really like to introduce to you today my very, very special guest, the sensational. Well, in fact, the most sensational female wrestler on the planet right now, Renee Michelle. Hi, Renee. How are you?
Hi, honey. Thank you. Thank you for calling me, having me, interviewing me.
No worries. No worries. Like I said, we did actually speak before Christmas, didn't we? And I know you were, at that time, you were really, really busy. So I'm really pleased that you managed to get this sorted.
Yeah, we're in the process of moving. So it was just so hectic.
Oh, like I said before we started recording, I totally get that. Do you know what? We've got boxes all over the house. At the moment, we're just like living in boxes. That's what we're living in at the moment, everywhere. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, and I'm still unpacking. I'm still unpacking.
How long ago did you move? Is it like literally just before Christmas or?
Yes.
Really? So, of course, did you actually decorate and stuff? Like, did you put up your tree and all that kind of stuff? Or what did you do?
No.
Nothing.
Just didn't have the time. I mean, there's pandemic. There's like, look, I just don't have the time. Like, we're doing like a whole renovation here.
Oh my God. So talking about the pandemic, obviously it's been a very, very difficult time for everybody over the past sort of kind of 12, well, actually we're getting on for just over 12 months now, aren't we? So, it's been a very, very difficult time. How have you been keeping yourself sort of kind of like fit, healthy, sane, I think is probably, because that's the bit I find hard.
Well, I'm a little bit of a homebody, so there's that. But then, like it's been like almost a month. I mean, since I moved, like usually I always go to CrossFit. So now I'm in the current process of looking for a new CrossFit gym. So CrossFit has always been my thing. And then also I do attend Flatbacks for, that's owned by Tyler Breeze and Sean Spear. So those are really good guys, and they always push me to do my best as well. But I eat everything. I'm not like on some like type of like strict dieting and stuff. It's like genetics do play a key role.
Lucky you.
Yes, but my husband, he gets jealous.
I'm not going to show you my beer belly. Let's tell you that. It's very, very difficult. I find it difficult. I think we had a little break in the pandemic where I had about I think it must have been about a 2.5-3 month period where we were allowed to go back to the gym. This was like literally just before Christmas, and all of a sudden I started to lean back down again and build and bulk back up, and then just before Christmas, they were like, right, that's it. We're not, we're back in a higher tier. We're not allowing you to go to gyms anymore. And I haven't been to the gym since. And I find it so hard to like motivate myself to even like just sort of kind of like go out for a walk or whatever. I'd rather, because I'm still working and stuff like that. But I just find it so hard. It's weird. Like when I've got the gym to look forward to, I get up and I go to the gym, and I enjoy it when I'm there. But when I haven't got the gym to go to, I find it really difficult to motivate myself to sort of kind of do any form of exercise. So I find it difficult. So it's interesting you say that.
Yeah, like for me, like I need to have that extra push, I need someone to be like getting on top of me, yelling at me, like, like legit, because as far as like, I tried just doing like the typical gym and I just feel, to me, I just lag. So that's why, like, I love going to CrossFit because you have like trainers there, or if you have enough to invest in a personal trainer to like, they push you, they get on top of you, they like kind of like yelling and everything. So it's like it's forcing you to do it as much as I, rather prefer, in a picture perfect world not to work out, but it is definitely part of the job. And, in a way, like I do enjoy it, working out, because I actually feel good at the end of it. Like in the beginning, I'll hate it, but it's a love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah, no, I think I kind of get what you're saying. Definitely. I always find myself when I go and I'm doing it, I feel great, come home, feel good.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of kind of feeling motivates me then to go again the following day. You know what I mean? So it is one of those things that when you're going, you get the motivation to continue going. But when you're not going, it's really hard to then restart again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Now, let's move on a little bit because I get depressed because I can't go to the gym at the moment. So I get a bit depressed about that. But anyway, I first saw you when you appeared on Impact for the tag tournament, teaming with the awesome Killer Kelly. And that was sort of kind of like the tail end of last year. Now, how did all of that come about? Because I mean, obviously you've been around the business quite a while. I mean, did Impact contact you, or
Yeah.
was it a friend of a friend, or were they?
Impact definitely like contact me. Like I've been more so, for nearly a year, like I wanted to change like completely different look, a completely different gear, a completely new me from head to toe. And I actually had that gear for almost nearly a year. It's just I wanted to wait for the perfect time to present itself. So when I was able to give him the opportunity, to work with Impact, I might as well show the new me.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, if you've got a new idea, and did you sort of kind of say to him about, look, this is something that this is my new look. This is the new,
Yes.
This is the kind of new me, the character that I'm trying to portray. Did they have any ideas? Did they say, well, have you thought about this, or how did anything like that go down?
Yes, they were actually on board with it. They were like, okay, we could see what, if you could present it out there, then if you like it, we love it. We could see. I think they were more so curious, like how would it come about?
Yeah. So can you explain who Renee Michelle is? What is the character of Renee Michelle right now?
Well, before, like I was doing more so like a Native American gimmick. And then when I did the Mae Young Classic, I had a mixture of Native American with like Japan influence, like the colors with red, gold, and silver, to represent Marvelous, which is Chibu the Nagayo's color. So, I wanted to have more of a mature looking, but still like, have like the certain areas still cover up or whatever, but also like complement my figure, I actually would think like, well, I never went too much of a darker color besides the emerald green. Mm-hmm. So the black, gold, and silver, I actually got that inspired from Chigusa Nagayo old gear, which she wore back in Gaia. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why don't I just incorporate those same colors? It may not be the same exact gear, but a little bit of like the same lining and everything, mm-hmm. and as well as the colors into my new look. And so I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very. When I see it, I think, oh, glamorous, very glamorous. Kind of outfit. You're coming across is almost like you could say like even the way you walk is almost like a catwalk type feel, somewhat along those sort of lines. Am I on the right lines, or?
Yeah, you can mixture with like a mixture of like maybe like catwalk, like such as Naomi Campbell, to a bit of hint of Jessica Rabbit all in one. So I'm still working on it. I'm still perfecting my craft. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, definitely.
My husband actually gave me the idea. He said, like, you used to be a model and everything. Why don't you just genuinely be yourself, but just amp it up by 10? So that's what I'm going for.
Sounds great. Yeah. And I think you've certainly won over quite a lot of the Impact fan base. So I've only ever seen positive things from the Impact fans. So I think that's a really good sign.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad that they like it.
Yeah, it's that's what it looks like to me. I've not seen anything negative at all. So I definitely think you've made a good impression so far. Now, one of the things I was going to ask you was, what was it like working with Killer Kelly? Now, because I'm actually I'm a big fan of her as well. So, what's it like working with Kelly? Because she's pretty intense, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very intense. She does have like a little bit of a cold shoulder. I mean, especially like, her whole MMA look. So it's like, I'm like, I definitely need you in my corner so we can win.
Exactly. Rather have you a friend than an enemy type, right?
Yes, yes. Like, I need that killer. Like, I need that stone cold killer. So it's like, we're going to become best friends.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, one of the things I think a lot of the because obviously a lot of my viewers and listeners are Impact fans. So you know, if a lot of the Impact, if some of the fans aren't necessarily you know, up to speed on your history or where you've got to start in wrestling, how did you get your start in wrestling, and where did you train, and you know, who did you train with?
Okay, so when I first started, I wasn't a wrestling fan. I think I said this so many times. I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
a wrestling fan. I didn't grow up on wrestling. I had no idea who was, you know, unfortunately, who was Hulk. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get crucified. I had no idea who was like Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, and stuff, because I'm not from that, you know, I did not grow up watching stuff like that.
No, I
So
understand.
you know, I did not know, but I did have, like, you know, a background in martial arts. That was, you know, I actually wanted to be um a stunt a stunt actor or
Right.
actress. So I wanted to get into acting in regards to doing stunts, because I always grew up watching like Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Z Zane, you know, so
Yeah, yeah.
I want to be like that, you know. But so when a friend of mine, my ex, during the time, you know, because I was so busy with work, school, college, acting. So in order to spend time with them, they dragged me to Impact. And it was somewhere in Maryland. I forgot exactly what place in Maryland, but I think somewhere on my news feed that I came across like an old picture. And
Okay.
it was like she was a fan of wrestling. I had no idea who what I was watching or who I was watching. But to me, during the time, I was like, okay, these are a bunch of like grown men and water and sweaty and wrestling in their underwear. So I decided to get nachos and jalapenos because I didn't understand what I was watching. And I was approached by Gilbert.
Okay.
So Gilbert, he convinced me to get into wrestling. I was there, you know, as much as I completely deny it and I keep telling him no, he was very adamant. He was very determined. He wouldn't take no for an answer. So I gave it a try, caught the wrestling bug, was there for a little bit. I think by probably like the third month, the school shut down randomly. But luckily, I was very fortunate enough to meet Dan McDevitt, who is the owner of MCW,
Yeah.
and he put me underneath his wing. He was like a wrestling father to me. And my first trainer there, my first, you know, proper trainer there was RJ, known as the Bruiser, who unfortunately passed away not too long ago due to leukemia.
Yeah.
And then from that, I was also able to have an opportunity to train in Japan under the legendary Chigusa Nagio, who she and Linus Asuka were tag team partners back in the day, and they were known as the Crush Girls. And Chigusa, she owned the company back then that was called Gaia, who now is called Marvelous.
Right.
And from that, now I currently train over at Flatbacks, which is owned by Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears.
Okay. Okay. So, and you and are you continuing training at the moment, even though it's pandemic, or?
Yes.
You are. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So, how often? I mean, do you train what? Twice a week, once a week, or?
Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, four times a week. But right now, you know, because I was moving and everything, so I kind of took off for like a good month. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna like drill me in.
They're going to beast you when you get back in, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough, and rightly so. Rightly
Yeah.
so.
I deserve it.
Now, we know that you made several appearances for the WWE. Now, you've already mentioned that, including the Mae Young Classic. Now, that was 2017. But you're also part of the backstage segments when your real-life husband, I believe, is Drake Maverick in WWE, was the 24/7 champion. Now, Impact fans obviously will know Drake as Rockstar Spud, and I being a fellow Brit, I know that the Brummy Rockstar, you know, very well. Watched him for years and years. I don't watch as much WWE these days, but you know, I have seen his work on there as well. He's a great guy and a great wrestler. So, what was it like, kind of being in that kind of 24/7 storyline? Because I've seen some of that stuff and it looked fun.
Well, imagine the same looks that you saw that I give him there as the same looks that I give him at home.
So it was like real life, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. He is a crazy dude, though, isn't he? He is like in real life. He's a crazy dude.
Oh my God, he's out of control. And then let alone that, he's like a wrestling encyclopedia. I wish that I could be able to maintain the amount of information that he has. Like if you was to describe, you know, any type of match, he'll know who's coming out and then what year it was.
Yeah.
And who individuals.
He'll know who sang the music, who wrote the guitar parts. He'll know it all. Yeah. I know the guy. I know those type of guys. They seem to just know everything.
Yes, it's crazy.
Which is, I think, again, which for him, I think is again one of his endearing qualities, because not only is he a great performer, but he is a massive fan of the business and the industry.
Oh yeah, yes. He grew up watching it since he was like a little lad or boy. You know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I wish that, you know, I was exposed to wrestling at a very young age, you know, but I started very much later in life, you know, but, you know, with him, he works hard. He has like, right now, he have 20 years of experience in wrestling.
Yeah, he's been doing it a long time. I mean, he was on the UK scene for years. And then obviously he got his break with, TNA, but Impact now, you know, for US TV, and he was over, I think, like so quickly. Like the Impact fans loved him, and I know that when we had the recent set of releases from last year's set of releases WWE, were you part of that? The releases, were you signed at that time?
Okay, so here's the, I was never signed.
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
No, a lot of people assume that I was signed, but I'm like, no.
Okay. You just appeared.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, that's clear, that one.
Yeah, I think I think it also fooled people who were signed as well. But no, I am the disgruntled wife, you know.
Fair enough. I like I said, I mean, it was very, there was a lot of fun stuff. I mean, obviously you had a few opportunities over there, like we just said, with the Mae Young Classic. Were you, did you do a Raw performance as well? Did you do something on Raw? Or was it SmackDown?
No, I think my husband and I opened up Monday Night Raw together when we had to go against R-Truth and Carmella.
There you go. Yeah. I remember there was something that you definitely were on Raw. And that was one of the major shows anyway.
Yes, and that was the day that I got cleared from my injury because I blew my ACL, MCL, and meniscus. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
That was how long did you take to recover from that?
About 6 to 9 months, but I was in intensive like rehab. I wanted to back into the ring as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say though, your in-ring work is strong. I know that I remember seeing something on Twitter a few months before Christmas where someone was criticizing you, and I found a clip of something. I think it was a show in Mexico, and it was insane. It was a really, really good match, and I can't remember who it was against. And I literally had a 15, 20-second snippet. And I remember putting it up saying, anybody that says that this girl can't wrestle is insane. Like, so that they could see like this clip. Because at that point, we'd not really seen much of you on Impact. That was what it was, when you hadn't really done a lot at that point. So, I don't think, a lot of the guys had seen you much.
No, I haven't wrestled in Mexico yet, so
maybe it wasn't Mexico. Maybe it's just an independent wrestling promotion. But it was a really, really, really good match, and it must have been quite recent because you were wearing the black ring gear. So I'm not.
Was it against Shaw? No. Who was it against?
But it was very, very good. Like you were at the point you were on the offensive, and it was really good. And I remember, like I say, putting that snippet up and saying, "Look, if you think this girl can't wrestle, you're mad." And it was you know really it was really good. Now,
honestly, I mean, like I'm still a baby in wrestling. I only been in my first wrestling match was March 29, 2013. So I still considered myself as a baby in wrestling still.
Yeah. But you know, some of the people that have only been in the industry, like I mean, look at Ace Austin, for instance. You know, he's been wrestling for 5 years. Sometimes, you know, and he's like main event in Impact now. And you know, he was X Division champion at like 22 or something. Like, you know, I honestly believe that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if you've got it, you've got it, right? And you know, I think whether you've been in the industry, you know, 3 years or because Chris Bay's another one, for instance.
Yes.
So he's been in the industry very long. So whether you've been in the industry like 3 years or 20 years, like if you've got it, you've got it. And you know, and if you work hard, you know, at what you do and you want it, then you know that determination will always shine through. So, and for me, I think that you have that something, you have that spark that sort of kind of lights up the TV when you come on, and then when you get in the ring, you know, you've got the ability to back it up too. So, you know, to me, it's a no-brainer that, you know, in this relative short space of time, we're going to be seeing a lot more of you in the future. That's you know, that's the way I see it, you know. So I hope that happens. I hope the Bison's right.
With this pandemic, you just never know.
You don't never know. Now, you were very much a feature of the independent scene from your debut, which was back in 2013. So again, you know, you're not that young in the business till 2018. You also had the opportunity at 2015 to wrestle for Shine Wrestling, which is a great promotion. I mean, how did that come about, and did you enjoy your time there?
Yeah, working with Shine and, you know, being in the ring was like a bunch of the girls there. It was truly a blessing. And I was very excited, but also nervous because a lot of these girls, you know, during the time had so much experience. So, of course, when I'm meeting people for the first time, I guess a lot of people, they could take it as like, oh, well, she's quiet or is she stuck up? But no, I'm just definitely shy. I'm shy when I'm meeting people for the first time. You know, I may not look like it, but, you know, I definitely am.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I had so much fun.
How many matches did you have?
Ooh, you got me on that one.
There was quite a few, wasn't there?
Yes, quite a few.
Yeah, because you were there for what, two years, was it? No, 15, was it maybe 3 years?
3 years?
Yeah, like, I think you were there a while.
Yeah, I got tumbled around. I'm not going to remember.
It's interesting because some people I interview like can literally reel off every match they've ever had. Some people like are saying like, well, I don't know, what did I do last week? Yeah, and it, you know,
I'm one of those.
So that's interesting. Now, also during your time on the Indies, now it's funny enough, you talked about your, you know, your early trailers and something, early trainers, sorry, and you mentioned MCW. So, of course, you know, you were the MCW Women's title a few times, and I think including, and this was interesting when I found this one out, including defeating Impact's very own Kimberly for the title in 2015. So, how many times have you, you know, basically come face to face on the Indies with members of the Impact roster?
Oh gosh, a few times. I have wrestled Kimberly. I have wrestled Kiera Hogan. I just recently wrestled Tasha Steele. So
yes, you did on Explosion.
Yes, and then being able to be in the ring with Taya Valkyrie at Impact, that was also my first time. But being in the ring with those girls, they work hard. And, you know, Kimber, she's a lot powerful. She definitely can knock you around in the ring.
She's very she's amazing. Again, you know, Kimber's recently come onto the roster. She came in just after the next set of teams from the pandemic when we started having the empty arena stuff.
Yeah.
She won over the fans pretty quick as well with her work rate and you know, her ability to do a promo and stuff. She's definitely a very good addition to the Knockouts roster.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's very cool to have beaten her.
Yeah, was it a Connor into a German? Yeah, German suplex.
Wow,
but,
see? So you now remember her moves?
No. Who is that one? I want to say it's that one. I remember that one because many people were making video little clips of it. So I'm like, oh yeah. So, don't quote.
It's funny. One thing I've noticed is you definitely obviously enjoy the business.
Yes, I do. And be able to, like, you know, travel and learn something new every time, and learning something new from, you know, from the guys and girls that's been in the business for a quite long time. And even from, you know, the ones that are passing it down to the newer generations. It's like hearing their stories is very enlightening.
Definitely, yeah. Now, am I right in thinking you were also the WXW Diamonds champion after winning a tournament, beating 3 other competitors at the same event? Am I right in thinking that, or did this happen over a few different events?
No, you're correct.
Right. Okay. So how did that work? I mean, that must have been hard work.
Yes, it was. I remember I was like, I tapped out. Like, I'm tapped out. I'm dead. I can't anymore.
But you did actually go through, including the current champion, I believe, to then end up winning the Diamonds champion. You were the Diamonds champion.
Yes, I was very blessed. I was very surprised. I did not think that I'll be able to make it, but luckily, in the grace of God, that I did.
Oh man, yeah, that must have been well hard work.
Yes.
Now, okay, so we touched on it just now. You had a great Explosion match with Tasha this past week on Explosion.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to talk about was the fact that you also had an incredible match with the longest reigning Impact Knockouts champion, Taya Valkyrie. Now, I'm not sure whether to ask you this. What do you remember about the match, and what do you think about the Knockouts division as it stands?
She messed with my pretty face. That's the last thing I remember. All I see in stars. And she got me
man.
and
she got the road for Valhalla. She got you. Yeah, that was the finisher, wasn't it?
Yes.
But other than that, what you know, what do you think you took from that match? Because you know, Taya is an incredible wrestler.
Yeah, she is an incredible female wrestler. She's definitely, like, you know, I definitely learned a lot from her, and like her presence alone is great. It's amazing, but also intimidating at the same token. And it's just something about Taya. Like, I love everything about her. Like, from head to toe, she's like a glamazon to me. And, you know, because I'm a little teeny bopper, I understand. Okay, I'm short. Okay, I'm small, but I get it. Okay, but being in the ring with Taya was so amazing. You know, I thought that I would be able to outsmart her. I thought that I would be able to have the upper hand on her, but I guess not. Back to the drawing board. You know, I hope that her and I be able to work each other again in the ring. I'm looking forward to that, because I'm hoping that I'll defeat her next time.
Definitely. Okay.
Once, you know, she's not going to fool me again.
Oh, fair play. And what do you think of the current Knockouts division in Impact?
Oh, I love it. It's like, I love the diversity of it. I love that everyone have like very unique, you know, personalities, you know, like you have like Kiera, you have Tasha, you have Jordan, you have Taya, you have, like, you know, and the list goes on. It's like they're, with the girls there, you know, they add all different types of flavor. I like the fact that everyone is like a big solid bowl.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think they're probably one of the only rosters in the world that almost covers all aspects of female wrestling. So you've got, like, you know, like you say, you've got Taya, like the glamazon, the you know, she's just an amazing, imposing character. You know, you've got like a a Rosemary, which is sort of kind of, you know, your sort of almost comic book demon type character. Susie, you know, Sue or Sue
with the multiple personalities,
you know,
like,
Susan, whatever you want to call her. Again, covers, you know, the multiple different types of people and angles. They're covering everything. And of course, like you just mentioned, Jordan Grace, the absolute powerhouse of Impact Wrestling, you know. So they're sort of kind of like covering all bases. And I do like the way that they sort of kind of try to include everybody, you know, within that roster. You know, if you're on the roster, you're going to get time.
Yes,
you know, they're not going to say, oh well, we got nothing for you kind of thing. They try and keep you relevant. I mean, Rosemary was injured for like a year, but they still managed to find stuff for her to do, even if she wasn't in the ring. You know?
You know, with Rosemary, like if you give her an inch, she'll take it a mile away. And I think that with each and every one of the women there on that roster, you know, are doing so just as that. And I love the diversity of it all.
Definitely. So, with that said, what can we expect in the future for Renee Michelle? What is in your future in 2021?
Well, of course, I'm still going to continue on with my training. I am being more careful with some of the promotions that I do attend to, because due to COVID, you know, I do have family that are more of an older age, so I don't want to be selfish. I want to be selfish. You know, including myself, I don't want to catch anything. But other than that, I mean, just like I tell everyone, you just never know where I might pop up. And that's what I love about that.
Yeah,
I like to give the surprise to everyone. I don't like to tell everyone.
Fair enough. That makes sense. So of course we're going to see this. I'm hoping we're going to see the character of Renee Michelle sort of kind of blossom and turn into what you know, your vision and what you see for that character. I hope that sort of kind of, you know, happens for you in 2021. And I hope to see more of you on Impact Wrestling. You know, we don't know what the future holds for you, but I think there's a lot of people out there would love to see you back developing your character on TV for us to enjoy. I mean, obviously with the AEW thing going on at the moment, I mean, who knows, you know, where you could end up.
Yes, I understand that completely. And like I said, like I tell everyone, you just never know.
Fantastic. Now, okay, well, it's been fantastic talking and getting to know you today, Renee. You know, you've been a sensational guest. So where can we all find you on the socials, and where can we get hooked up with some Renee Michelle merch and stuff?
Oh, for the merch and social media. So you can find me on Instagram, which is Lady RM. You can also find me on Twitter, which is one Renee Michelle. And also on my Lady RM, if you do want to go to Big Tartel and all that other stuff, you can find all the information there on the link below.
Oh, wow. So it's that easy. It's that easy, guys.
Yeah, easy. I like to keep things simple, okay? I don't want to overcomplicate myself.
Fair enough. Keep it simple. Head over to Renee's Twitter. Find out all that information. If you want any of her merch, please get over there and fill your boots. Fill your boots with Renee Michelle merch. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. So, that said, if you want to follow the Bison on Twitter, you can find me at Lord Bison 45. And if you want to follow Total Nonstop Impact, you can find us at We Talk Impact on all the different social platforms. That's all we have time for today. I've been Bison. I've been talking to the sensational female wrestler that is Renee Michelle. Until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Bye.